everybody, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new. Obviously, as you guys can see from the title, today I am just going to be talking about pet loss and losing my best friend. I do want to put a trigger warning that I will be talking about grief and pet loss and stuff like that. This is not the first pet loss video I've made on my channel. This is actually my third. I've been on YouTube 8 years, and a few years ago my dog Abby passed away. I will have her video linked down below. That was the first pet loss video I made here on my channel, and then back in August of 2018 I lost my other fur baby, Tigger, and I made a pet loss video about him as well that I will leave down below. Now I am making it about my cat Hermie, and I really just wanted to come on here and share a little bit about him with you guys, go through some of my favorite photos and videos of him and some of his things and what we've done in remembrance of him. I also have the furry friend tag with all 3 pets that I've mentioned. I have it with Abby, Tigger, and Hermie, which I am so thankful for those videos because they are memories I get to look back on. And I really like to document the real things that happen in life, and pet loss is real and it sucks. So I just wanted to come on here and share a few things with you guys. So if you are ready for this video, then keep watching. You may need to grab some tissues, just warning you now. So let's get started. So I was originally gonna sit here and say I'm gonna try not to cry, but I literally had a breakdown before even filming this. So I know I'm gonna be crying and bawling throughout this video, but that's okay because that's the reality of grief and pet loss and loss in general. So here we go. When I was little and we first moved into this house, I was 7 or 8 years old, and we owned a house for the first time because before we were in apartments that couldn't have pets. So when we moved here, my mom let me go to the animal shelter and I found a beautiful cat, and her name was Muffin. I will insert a picture of her here. She was a senior cat and we got her so we could give her the best last few years of her life. And while she was living here with us, I stole a cat. That is the only thing I've ever stolen in my life. Yes, I stole a cat. He lived on that street over from us and was being severely abused, and he was literally just a little kitten. And the day we moved into our house, he showed up at our back door, and that's when I really got to know him. And then when I would hear what was going on and see what they were doing to him, it broke me. And I was actually in the same grade as the daughter. We didn't talk or anything like that, and I had heard that they were moving, and I went out in the middle of the night and I stole their cat for good reason, and that is how I got Tigger. So I had 2 cats. I had Muffin and Tigger, and then when I was 10, Muffin passed away, and we noticed that Tigger was just really lonely. So my mom brought me to the shelter again, and we went into the room called the multi-cat room, which is basically a room filled with giant cages full of cats all together. She told me to pick one, and I had cats climbing up my leg and coming after me, but my 11-year-old self went to the one sitting on the back shelf, curled up in a little ball on a blanket, and I picked him up, and I knew he was the one. And that is how we got Hermie. His real name was Hernandez, and the entire car ride home I was like, Mom, what's his name? I was 11 and I couldn't remember, and I was like, wait, what's his name? The entire car ride home. Meanwhile, he was in one of those little cardboard boxes and threw up, and my mom's like, we're just gonna call him Hermie. So that's what we called him, and for the past 15 years he's been my buddy. Sleeps with me every night, always follows me around. He used to get in the shower with me. I literally shared all of my food with him. Popsicles. I have a video of him stealing pizza crust off my plate. He literally thought he was a dog and would eat everything. And he was mine. I picked him out. I wanted him. So for 15 years, he was my shadow. And this year he turned 21, but you would have never have known that. He was the healthiest cat. When we would take him to the vet, they were all shocked at how old he was and how good he was doing. When we first got him, they told us that he only ate wet cat food. We brought him home and he wanted nothing to do with it and refused to eat it. And then once Tigger passed away, I've always said that Tigger reincarnated in him and had a piece of him in him, because after Tigger passed away, Hermie started eating wet cat food. Not only, like, you know, once a day. No, we fed him continuously obviously, because he would go to the kitchen and cry and scream and pretend he was starving. I used to wake up at 3 in the morning to go feed him. And on the night of May 6th of this year, 2021, he got in bed with me like he always had, and something I've done ever since Tigger passed away is every night I would kiss Hermie on the head and say, "I love you so much, sweet boy." So the night of May 6th, I did that. He was sleeping at the end of my bed, and then I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning, going into the morning of May 7th, and he was still on my bed. He was standing crouched over, and I thought he was jumping off my bed because that's the position he was in. So I picked him up and I put him on the ground, and he just stayed there. He didn't follow me like he normally would, and I knew something was up, and I called my mom on the phone because I didn't want to leave him, and I said, "I think there's something wrong with Hermie." We brought him to the living room and put him on his favorite blankie, and he didn't move. He was still breathing and he was still there, but we knew it was him telling us that he was ready. And I just kept telling him over and over again, "I'll be okay without you," and stuff. And so the only time any vet around here could see us was 4:30, so I spent the entire day holding him and loving on him as much as I could. And at 4:30 on May 7th, we took him in, and that's the story. And it's been a rough few weeks. My life will never be the same again. I look for him in the house every day, and my bed is empty. The hardest one for my mom and I has been that anytime we left the house and came back, he was waiting for us. Coming back from the vet that day, walking in and not having him there broke me, and I'm always looking for him. So that's the story of my boy. And now I want to talk a little bit about some of the things we've done to remember him. And the first one is this necklace. It's one of those special necklaces that can hold some of his remains, and it's a little sunflower, and it also opens up and it says, "You are my sunshine" on the inside, and that's the song I always sang to him, and now I get to have a little ray of my sunshine with me no matter what. This came from Amazon. It's by the brand One Infinity. I cannot recommend their jewelry enough. I absolutely love it. We got Hermie cremated like we did with Tigger and Abby. The vet asked us if we wanted his paw print, and of course we said yes. I actually have Tigger's paw print right here, and I'm gonna get Hermie's next to it. So they did his paw print, and I didn't even realize that. They took one of each paw. I don't think I'm gonna be able to sit here and go through all his stuff, but I did bag all his stuff up. I have his favorite blankie he slept on in the window. Hermie had a Snuggie, and he loved it. My favorite video is of him wearing his Snuggie and turning around and going, "Wah!" My favorite video. I have all his favorite toys and all that kind of stuff in here. I wanted to go through it, but I'm not going to be able to. But I really want to talk about the company that our vet used for his cremation. So it is not the same company that has done any of our other pets. Abby and Tigger were done by the same company, and they're in little ceramic urns, but they have obviously switched over to a different company. It is a New England company. It specifically is here in Maine, called Final Gift, and they're amazing. When I went and picked Hermie up at the vet the other day, you get a bag with a bunch of stuff in it. The first thing you get is an envelope with a card from Final Gift, and it has the story of the Rainbow Bridge. I cannot read it because I will not make it through, and it just is a sympathy card. We did pay the extra money to have him cremate all on his own. You can also do groups. It's cheaper that way, but we wanted to make sure it was our Hermie. And they even give you a little certificate, which we've never gotten before, and it just says, "Certificate of Cremation. The certificate will serve notice that Hermie was cremated by Final Gift this 11th day of May 2021 as an expression of your gratitude for the unselfish devotion and companionship your pet shared with you." They also give you some seeds. It's an annual perennial mix in remembrance of your beloved pet, and we are going to plant them in the garden. And then lastly is his actual remains, and when we went to get him, we didn't know they used a different company this time. I figured he would be in a matching urn like Tigger and Abby's, and I opened the bag and I lost it again. I've lost it a lot these past few weeks. But this is him. He's in a little wooden box, but it's not just any little wooden box because it even has his name on it. One thing I hated was we had to leave him at the vet. I didn't want to. I wanted him with me, and it took exactly a week to get his ashes back, and like the whole time I was like, I just want him home. Also, when we went and picked him up, the lady at the front desk of the vet is who came out and brought me the bag because we're not allowed in because of COVID. Thankfully, we were allowed in, just my mom and I though. When he was put down, we stayed there the whole time. But the lady at the front desk was like, I've seen you guys bring him in a bunch. Can't believe he was 21. After you guys left, I just had to go sit with him for a few minutes. So once he was gone and we had left, she went and sat with him. My life's not gonna be the same anymore. All of my pet losses have been hard, but this one has by far been the hardest because he was my boy. And my poor other cats. One of them, Baby, a minute ago she was sniffing all his stuff because she knows it's him. And she's been crying for days because she knows he's missing. I'll insert a collage of pictures, and the second I put him down on my bed in his box, she ran right over and rubbed her face on it because she knows. This is why I wish pets could live as long as we do. People walk in and out of your life, but you know, your pet's not. They're there until they can't be there anymore. I got him when I was 11. I'm 26 now. For 15 years, he's been my baby and my everything. I love how at the beginning I thought I was gonna be able to do this without crying. Joke's on me, because all my pet loss videos I lose it. Lost it the most with him though. So that is just my video about Hermie. I told myself I wasn't gonna cry in the video, but I cried before making it. So I am actually filming this outro before I film the rest of the video because I know that when I'm done filming, I'm not gonna want to film an outro. So here it is. This is definitely gonna be one of those things that takes some time to get over. Pet loss sucks. This one sucks a ton. Everything that I mention in this video will be down below in terms of videos as well as products. I promise I don't make videos that are this sad all the time. I have a lot of happier videos. So if you want to stick around, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I do want to say a big thank you and shout out to everyone on Instagram who sent me messages and left really nice comments after I posted that he had passed. I really appreciate it, and so does the rest of my family. Speaking of that, be sure to follow me on Instagram. It's just at Allie's__life. I posted about losing him, I think the day of or the day after I lost him, and Instagram is where you hear about things first before here. I hope you guys liked this video as sad as it was. I'm happy I did it, and I will see you guys next time. Bye guys!